Shalom, this your brother Yawatazak.
Shalom, Akim. It's your brother Parathon.
First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone who teach and rule well, who taught us this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect scattered abroad and clustered in the Americas. Didn't want to come at you, with a long lesson, just something that was, on my mind. And some things that kind of I got to chuckle out, but reminded me of some scriptures. First, I want to play this little clip from the Elder Manata Zakba's video, where he showed a video of doctors talking about how they really get paid in this pharmaceutical company. So without further ado.
Whole hour on nutritionals.
Oh, it's hard to see.
In 4 years of medical school. And they told us there's vitamin A and B1 and B2 and C and D, and they're in alphabetical order, and you can look them up. And then they told us some really basic facts. We got a whole hour.
First of all, how much training did you receive on nutrition when you were in medical school? Because I know here in the States, it's almost none.
Yeah, not much.
Not much?
Not much.
Even in Argentina?
It's close to, very little.
Close to none?
Very little.
As you know, in medical school, they don't teach you anything about nutrition.
We got hours and hours and hours on how to use basically patent medicines, which, as you know, are what usually goes on the prescription pad as a molecule that can be patented, which means it's not found in nature. But you can't patent it if it's not found in nature. If it's found in nature, and that's what we get educated in.
They don't get paid to educate people; they get paid to write prescriptions. And you can imagine the drug lobby made sure that's the case.
The doctor is brainwashed when he gets out of medical school.
Huh. Yeah, it went back.
Yeah, man. So that was, you just heard doctors basically, putting it out there, to be a doctor, to be a nurse, you don't have no training in nutrition. So basically they're not giving you the information to be able to relate to your patients on how to keep from getting sick. They're only allowing doctors to be able to prescribe pharmaceutical drugs.
To treat you.
Exactly. Because there's money in the treatment, man. But all throughout the scriptures, you have, instances of healing and prevention using the way you eat and the herbs of the earth, man. All right? But I'm going to say this, man. The way you die from COVID, the way you die from these other pestilence, a lot of the time it has to do with diet, man. And it's because, specifically Jake, our diet is fucked up, man. And that comes from really the rest of these other nations and their philosophies. Diet is and what you eat is just as spiritual with how you act, man. That's why there's laws on what to eat. I wanted to play this real quick though. I got a chuckle out of this. Check this out, Jake. It's not gonna play.
You know I'm gonna
We're going to check this is real.
Yo, hey man, look.
Which scriptures say Moab is my wash pot? Them gooks that eat anything, man.
Yo, so you already see it, man. Yo, a lot of y'all think duck is a delicacy, man. Half of y'all would eat that raw on a rice roll and claim you living your best life, man. Okay, but that goes against the laws of the Lord. All right, and shit like that is the reason why a lot of these pestilences is taking y'all out. Okay, which is judgment, but you're going against the Most High, doing after the heathen, man. And you can see how Jake is reacting even in this video. I'm sure it's for laughs and whatnot, but it paints a picture, man. This shit is grievous. All right, because you're not supposed to be eating certain things. Okay, certain things are going to be harmful. I mean, if you take a look at the beginning of this, corona situation that we have in the world at the moment, they say it started with eating bats. Now, I don't necessarily think that's all the way true. I could be wrong. It could have very well started like that. But it's many pestilences that can come about from eating abominable foods, man. Okay? The scriptures tell you that a false balance is an abomination, man. Okay? You can eat too much righteous foods and suffer from ailments and pestilences, just from going too hard with one way or another. All right? So you got to be, like I had mentioned earlier, man, how you eat and your eating habits are just as spiritual and important as your behavior, man. All right? Like, you can literally make it harder for you to interpret certain things, in the way that you think because of the way that you eat. And, hey, listen, I remember reading an article about a dude who died because his brain was infested with parasites, man. And they cut open his head. It looked like spaghetti was in there. It was full of parasites. Why? Because he had he ate a lot of pork, man. It's parasites in that pork, man. Just like it's parasites in all these other things that the Lord tells us not to eat. All right, you got to demonstrate.
I got him.
Bring whichever one.
Balance,
Yeah. Bring out that false balance real quick. I just made mention.
Yeah, like the brother was saying, it's the land back off you, man. What you eat is going to affect how you move and how you operate, man. You know what I mean? You got the whole balance of the acidic and the alkaline situation. You know what I mean?
Which you need both.
You need both.
You can't be, if you're too alkaline, you'll get sick too. If you're too acidic, you're definitely gonna get sick.
Yeah, you fucking around and check.
You know what I mean? But that goes into the scripture bro was about to bring up. But go ahead, bro. I'm not Salaki. I mean in the right.
Nah, you good, good. It's the spirit. It's Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But a just weight is his delight.
Hey, man, so, go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say, man, this goes beyond eating, man. Balance is everything, man. Balance in everything is everything. You need that balance.
Hey, the Most High, everybody say, oh, God is love. Well, the scriptures tell you God is love and hate.
Why would he create us with all these different type of emotions and shit, and he just not have none?
Exactly.
Where we get them from?
Point.
You know what I mean?
Point,
Just shit like that.
It's a balance, but we digress. The point that we was kind of bringing out these things is because your diet and what you eat, man, and the laws that the Lord has given us pertaining to such are just as important as any other behavior, man. Of course you're not supposed to commit adultery. Of course you're not supposed to be a homo. Of course you're not supposed to worship other gods. All right? But you also ain't supposed to be being into gluttony, man. Even if it's righteous food, you can still eat too much. You could be too concerned about your body type and not eat enough. Veganism is just as bad and just as much as a sin as obesity. Okay? They two ends of the same snake, two wings on the same bird, man. Okay? And I just wanted to make a point. Really, this was brought up just like I played on that on the clip from the elders. All right? These doctors, they don't help you to maintain a healthy lifestyle. They just want to give you drugs. But how do you have a healthy defense against pestilence? Or how do you have a sound mind and a sound balanced body and bodily functions? With a balanced diet, man. Okay? To do as the ancestors did, man. Yo, bring out the account with Daniel.
I got it right here.
You know what I mean? And yeah, go ahead.
This is Daniel 1. And I guess, I started at 12. I was trying to see if I should go up, start up more, but the brothers get the point.
Let me see. Yeah. Go ahead and read it, and then I'll give the synopsis. So I'll give it now. So basically, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel in the Babylonian captivity were brought into the king's court along with others. All right. And it was a decree that, you know, they would be given the king's food, which was wine and meat. All right. And Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, we don't want to eat. Okay. You know, we just want to eat pulse and water, which is basically obviously water and like you know, greens, so to speak.
And just to, you know, just for the brothers that don't know, you know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were, I believe, what, Babylonian names that the king gave them at the time?
Come.
You know what I mean? Their true names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Come.
And I'm going to start at, it's Daniel chapter 1, verse 12. It says, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give drink, and Salakia, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. It's verse 13. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat. And as thou seest, deal with thy servants.
So basically, it, you know, the servant of the king was supposed to give them the meat and the wine, and because they didn't want to have it, all right, the servant was scared, you know, that he was going to be punished or put to death because, you know, he didn't properly nourish you know, the servants of the king, you know. And so Daniel's like, listen, 10 days, just give us what we asked for and compare our health and how we look to the health of everybody else who was actually eating the meat and the wine. Go ahead, bro.
It's Daniel chapter 1, verse 14. So he consented to them in this matter and proved them 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat.
So they look healthier. You know, they looked fatter and healthier. Right, not actually fat.
You know, fatter in flesh, meaning you like,
they looked healthy. You know, like they're getting their nutrients, like they're being nourished. You know, go ahead.
It's verse 16 in Daniel chapter 1. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse. Verse 17. And as for these 4 children, Yahweh gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. So like the brother said, man, because they were eating healthy, you know, and they disregarded the meat and what the king had to offer, man, the Lord blessed them, bestowed them with the knowledge and skill and all learning and wisdom, like the scripture said. And Daniel, of course, which is known for his dreams and visions and able to interpret them, he was given the understanding of not only his visions and dreams, but the king's visions and dreams as well.
And it brings me to the point of so what was the difference between, because obviously, you know, righteous meat and wine are lawful. So why did they look healthier? One, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi.
First and foremost.
But 2, because of the laws and the way that the Lord set up the world. You got to think, why are some meats lawful and others aren't? Okay, like especially when you're talking about like a cattle. What okay, we're allowed to eat what?
You can eat ox.
You know, cows, goats,
lamb,
sheep, caribou, moose, deer,
bird,
elk. You know, mountain goat, and all the different species related to that, right? What do they all do? Chickens, all right, turkeys. What do they all have in common? They eat specifically greens, which is pulse. What does that mean for them? It means it cleans out their body. It keeps their meat clean.
It purifies them.
So now it's clean for us to eat. So if you can receive it, the fact that these 4 children, Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were eating pulse, they were able to cleanse their body and clarify all of the impurities that were in their blood, thus making them look and appear. Their skin was pure. Hey, man, listen, even in the world, they know if you drink more water, your skin will start to glow. You know what I mean? All right. If you fast and eat only greens, your skin start to glow. Your blood would be more pure. Okay. You can see that, and you know when you urinate.
Con.
You know what I mean? That you're clean because it won't even have a hint of yellow in it.
You thinking healthy.
Exactly.
You
You
thinking
thinking
smarter.
differently.
Therefore, you moving different.
Con.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know what I mean? And you know, it brings up the idea that has just hit, you know, the so-called woke culture, which is to decalcify or to purify your pineal gland. Okay? Now, even I found this article, and you know, it's mostly we're dealing with chakras and stuff, but it says, why is the pineal gland blocked? And we know the pineal gland is what gives off, you know, dimethyltryptamine, which causes your dreams. It's also the sensation that you have right before death or any type of outer body experience is caused by DMT or dimethyltryptamine, which is naturally produced in your pineal gland. Okay? Anybody who's had a so-called outer body experience, you know, where they've seen the Most High or been to the, you know, half of those be fake, but anybody who's experienced it real time, it's because the Lord allows this gland to work in unison with your brain to be able to open that gateway to speak or to see the Most High in whatever way possible. All right. So in the article, it says, through a poor diet, exposure to toxins in the environment, and food we eat, stress, modern life, the pineal gland gets hardened, then calcified, and eventually shuts down. All right. It's also suppressed by electromagnetic fields, EMF, released by mobile phones and other wireless technology. Oh, what wireless technology are they trying to put in us? I mean,
Cinco G.
listen, the RFID chip is mobile wireless technology, okay? All right, but I digress. The point that I'm making here is that foods can already shut you down, man. Okay? So if you're not keeping your body clean with the certain foods you eat, then you inherently have a false balance even in the chemicals that your brain works with. Therefore, it can cut your communication with the gifts that the Lord has bestowed upon you, man. And we just proved that in the scriptures, man. The herbs and the different, you know, and I'm not demonizing meat or wine, okay? What I'm saying is that a healthy balance promotes, you know, positive progression in the way that your carnal body works. Because your carnal body is still it still works with your spirit.
All
right?
The land back off of that, your brain is a computer. Once you put all this healthy, you know, what the body needs, once you put that in there, man, you don't want nothing. You don't want nothing to do with all that other shit you was doing in the, you know, whatever you was into, all that toxic shit. You know, being over excessive in meat. You know what I mean, drinking wine and strong drink too much, which is cool, but it's a balance. Going back to Proverbs 11:1.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, your brain is once you on that path of eating healthier and moving healthier, man, your brain don't even want nothing to do with that shit, man.
You know, once you get a piece of you know, how am I say this? Once you get a piece of how your body should function, then it's hard for you to get out of sync.
Right.
But
you want to work out more. You want to eat healthy more.
You know what I mean? The point also is that, you know, in these times to come, all right,
it's going to be key.
It's going to be key in how you know, really in the way that you think. You know what I mean? Because if you're because a lot of this stuff, you know, a lot of this processed meat and these, you know, these manufactured chemical-induced foods, you know, have addictive toxins in them. All right? So one way or another, man, brothers got to figure out ways to purify themselves. And, you know, it's examples of that all through the scriptures. There's even a story of Moses during the Exodus where they came across some water that was, you know, stagnant, so to speak. You know, it wasn't healthy, and the Lord guided him to a certain herb. And once you put that leaf of the herb into the water, it purified the water.
That's beautiful, man.
All right? Listen, you can do that same thing with moringa. Okay? You take dirty water and you put moringa powder in it, that moringa powder will suck up all of the toxins in that water. Okay? That's why it's good to have moringa powder on hand for yourself. Okay, matter of fact, I got some upstairs. I'm about to start using again, you know? You know what I mean? Because, you know, as we make videos about certain topics, man, it's a minister unto the sheep, but it's also a minister unto us, man. Because we're still sheep of Yahweh Shai. All right? And so the Lord is the one that gives us, you know, the inkling and the desire to seek out certain information, you know, for every instance in life. All right? Not just, you know, it's not just all about destruction, man. It's not just all about, spiritual powers, man. You know, the Lord addresses the smaller things that you go through in life, man. So, you know, it's just a word of encouragement, you know, to eat right, you know, and to and understand that to have a balanced diet will not only help you reach, you know, whatever capacity of potential you have on this side, you know, through the spirit and power of the Most High, first and foremost, but also to be able to prevent pestilence from overtaking your body, man. Like I had mentioned in other videos, man, me and the brother that's on this video both had, you know, the so-called pestilence that's going around right now, and it was light sauce, and all we did was drink herbal tea, you know.
And do videos.
So it's the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai first and foremost, and then the herbs that he gave us, man. You know? And so we just want to encourage, you know, everybody, who happens to come across here to don't abhor, grab that scripture as the Wu Banger, man. Don't abhor the herbs. You know? Because that's the real medicine, man. If you go and look up, certain scriptures, especially in the New Testament, I believe, and you look up witchcraft, the word there is pharmakia, man, you know, which is where you get pharmaceuticals from, man, because all that medication is witchcraft, okay? It's there to do you harm, for real, and make them money. You know? So, but the herbs that the Lord gave us is here for our bodies, you know, from the earth. All medicines are from the earth.
This is Sirach 38, verse 4. I'm just get to the point.
Yep.
The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Oh.
He will not hate them. You know what I mean? A wise man is going to take heed and use them, man.
No. Because, as much as Esau tried, he tried to take him out the earth and replace it with all these, this bullshit medicines, but he couldn't. All right. But with that, we're going to say, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.